welcome to The Real Deal with me, Larry, Lawton, and Benz.
What's up?
Hey, everybody. We have a great show today. I'm talking great show. I am going to be doing a speaking engagement through, actually, the Zoom, but it's in Illinois. It's at Bensonville, Illinois. It's a high school. The whole district's going to be there. So it's going to be an event. And today, I'm going to be having them on the show. So this is going to be pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's going to be good. So before we get started, everybody, listen, cigars are starting to go out, so you should be getting them a day or two. Check us out. The book, Gangster Redemption, that's due date. Obviously, guys.
Day or two until you get your tracking numbers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, your tracking number.
Your tracking numbers, and then depending on where you are, 3 to 7 days.
No.
Top
2 days. Priority mail's 2 days.
So we're doing priority?
Absolutely.
So,
well, I'm going to be talking to a postal rep today.
All right, listen, you're not the one getting the fucking emails, Larry.
Well, you get them.
So they want us to be fucking specific. So I'm going to say realistic expectation.
You will get an email within 3 days.
With your tracking number.
With your tracking number.
There you go. That's all we're
and
playing.
the tracking number we have to mail. You know, I got a meeting today with a postal rep, and I used to have a guy named Shane Robbins who's good. I got a new guy named Farouk, and I'm looking to meet him, and I think he's going to be good. You know, he's going to come on over here, and he'd show us how to do the shipping and stuff like that. They're pretty good for me. I've been using the USPS for a long time since I started the reality check program. You know, you could use others. You can actually use them in there. But I found it was... whether it was a little bit media mail I used to use. Can't use media mail now.
Not for this.
No, you gotta be quicker and stuff like that.
I've been using the postal office since I was born, technically.
Oh, you mean?
Yeah, my birth certificate came in the mail.
In the mail?
Yeah. Where? How else do you get your mail? That's the post office.
I think the hospital gave them to me.
They give it to you?
Yeah, back in my day.
I'm
too old.
They gave you the tablet with the inscription on it?
Yeah, exactly. Fucking That's good. So what we're going to do today, everybody, here's what's going on. I'm going to be speaking in a school the December 20th. The whole school, the district will be there. It's at the district school. It's
flying out there, Larry?
It's a high school. No, I'm not going to. I was going to, but timing couldn't do it. So we're going to do a big auditorium speak with the big screen with the whole works with up there. And I do that pro bono once a year at the end of the year for schools. I do that's my kind of giving back, Christmas gift, if you want to call it that. They contact me. I always look for one to do a free program to, and it's going to be an all-day thing. I got to do a lot of research, of course, do everything with the school. I got research on this school that's amazing. Their truancy rates, everything, the police departments, everything's going on there, where they compare to all of Illinois. And, you know, I picked them. I had a bunch of emails, and I picked them because the one kid was persistent. Let me tell you what happened. I want to tell young people to do this all the time. And I give the kids kudos. I'm going to speak to him here in a little bit, and you guys are going to see him. So I think it's going to be pretty cool. This young man says, I'll just give it a shot. And I said, you know, that's what you got to do. You never know who's going to answer. He goes, yeah, a lot of celebrities and the influencers, they don't answer. Well, I answered, you know, and you don't know that. People don't know that, you know. You don't know what's going on in my life that I wanted to answer that, or nobody knows. You know, I learned that myself early, and I've spoken to so many people. And you just never know. I mean, networks and TV people and stuff of that nature. And before you know it, you know, you're talking to them. And then
they're people like you and me, first of all.
Exactly. Like you know me. I'm fucking more of a nut or regular person than most people know. I think most people know that from the show.
By now, yeah.
Yeah, if they don't, they're all fucked up.
Well,
so,
I don't know if regular is we don't say normal, but I don't know if regular is the term I would use for you.
You know, I think you're right.
Yeah.
What would you call it? Fucked up normal or whack normal? Or?
I don't know. This is a show where we're going to have high school kids on there, so maybe I won't tell you exactly what I think you should be categorized as.
Yeah, because they're going to watch the whole show. It's going to be going to their district. It's going to be going to their superintendent. Is going to either be there today, or I know he's being there for the live presentation, my live presentation on the 20th. So we're going to have everybody there, and we'll be talking to the school right now. The head teacher there is a Kelly Torres. What a dynamite teacher. I mean, and this is what makes me happy about education. It really does, because this teacher's pretty dynamic, and she's there. I mean, we were working over the weekend. Sent me all this kind of stuff, and you know, the young people involved there. I'm gonna go over them all, but let's just give them a call right now. Let's start it right off.
Start it off. Let's do it.
I think it'd be great. Okay, let me do that. Let me connect with this.
What's the name of the high school again?
Bensonville High School. It's just outside Illinois. It's in the Illinois, I guess, district, if you'd like to call it that. Kelly. Okay, here we go.
There you go.
All right, it's on the roadcaster. Hello, Kelly. How are you doing today?
Doing well, thank you.
Okay, Kelly, just to let you know, you are live with me and Benz, my co-host right here.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
And we are on air, and this will be going up later, right after we're done. And you can listen it on all major platforms. I think 7 major podcast, and then it'll be up live on a video either tomorrow or probably tomorrow, maybe the next day, and you'll be able to see what we all do and what I look like. I think you know what I look like, so that's going to be pretty easy. Here's the thing: I don't know what you look like.
Yeah, I mean, I think the last time that we saw each other, it was a Friday dress down day, and it was impromptu. So yeah,
yes,
hopefully now we're looking a little bit more cleaned up.
And to be honest, Kelly, it's funny because I actually don't remember one of the kids. I mean, I do so much stuff on TV and this stuff. I don't remember any, but I'm dying to see everybody do this presentation. I think it's going to be great. And I talked a little bit of Benz about beforehand what's going on. He comes in and he's the tech and runs everything. He's my co-host of the show. So let me give a little background on Kelly, okay? Kelly's a social studies teacher at Bensonville High School, just in Illinois. He's 11 years at Bensonville. At Fenton. You have Fenton here. What
there
is
you
that?
go. Yeah. It's Fenton High School in Bensonville.
It's Fenton High School in Benz. Okay, she's 13 years as a teacher, 2 years at Resurrection High School in Chicago. She's got a master's in education leadership, currently getting her doctorate in curriculum and instruction. I need you. We have curriculum to do here with the program. But who is Kelly? That's Kelly. And I want to talk to her for a minute. Kelly, who came up with this great project to do a whole program on reinventing corrections or helping fix corrections? Who come up with that idea?
I did actually. So yeah, we had some professional development from the school about 5 or 6 years ago, where we got trained in teaching pedagogy called project-based learning, and so that kind of inspired me to take some of those authentic learning experiences that are really the hallmark of PBL and incorporate them into my practice. And so that's essentially what I did. And this idea just was like the one that kind of stuck with me. And I didn't really know if I was going to be able to execute it. But I've been doing it for a couple of years, and it's just gotten bigger and better every time that I've done it. And the kids are always rock stars with it. So it's been a really awesome experience to see them be able to have their moment. So I guess, to start off, like, thank you guys so much for having us and giving my kids a chance to showcase who they are and talk to you guys.
You know, Kelly, it's amazing. I just love that you pick a project like this that I think is pull that forward just pull it forward. Don't put it right up on the top. You're good over there, right there. Okay. Anyway, I just think it's amazing that you have a project going like this, and you got a bunch of young people. And we're gonna talk to every one of them. We're gonna talk to Ryan Peterson, Phoebe Reyes, and Nick. How would you pronounce his last name? Tenero. Okay, and Nick Tenero. We're gonna speak to all of them, and they're very accomplished young people. And which is the one that reached out to me? Nick. Well, I told him again, and I'm gonna tell everybody out there: don't ever quit. You never know when you're going to get somewhere. Benz and I were just talking about it, that we're human as well. You reach out to a lot of people, influencers and stuff, and people think, oh, wow, they're not going to, answer or something. That's so not true. We do answer. We're human. You never know what's going to click. Am I right, Benz? We were just talking about
100%, sure. And
it's amazing because this project, when you sent me this thing, I fell down your rabbit hole, Kelly. I did a lot of research on your school. I did a lot of research in your neighborhood, and I'm telling you, what you're doing is amazing. I'm going to yell at your superintendent on the 20th. I won't get you.
I'm sure he'll love that.
I won't get you in trouble, Kelly. No, I'm only teasing, of course. But a couple things jumped out at me. I think I told you, and we're going to go over those, and I'm going to actually find out a little bit more about that, and we'll discuss that probably on the 20th a little. I think there's ways to address that problem. And I'm not even going to tell the audience what the problem is, because I think we're going to post this as well. The actual event, I think I'm going to post it as a video and really give the young people a good platform to build on. I think they need that. I think young people need to see more of how it works. And,
not a bad idea. I like that.
I like that idea. So, Kelly, you did that. Can I speak to each kid for a little bit?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Do you want to start with Ryan?
I'd love to start with Ryan, and I'll introduce him in once he gets on the air.
All right.
All right, good. And, Benz, it's amazing these young people are ready to go. They're tech savvy. I mean, they're doing shit that, right? Let's forget I can't do. But, that's kind of normal. I learn it, though. You know me. I mean, I'm a freak like that. I'll sit up for hours and hours. I won't quit until I get it. Right. It's just the way I am. I did that with the shit last night, and till I had it, till I know what I got to question, know what we got to do today with the postal people and stuff, and we hope that all works out. Yeah. Because they save you money if they're good. If they're not, we got to throw them out of here. Right. So, Ryan, are you there?
Yep, I'm here. How you guys doing?
How you doing, Ryan? Let me give the audience a little bit of background on Ryan. Ryan Peterson, he's the president of the National Honor Society, captain of the swim team, treasurer of the Music Honor Society, and student council member. Wow. What grade are you in, Ryan?
I'm a senior this year.
You're senior. Do you have a college picked out?
Not yet. Just kind of figuring stuff out still.
I think you're going to get a lot of scholarship offers. That's number one. And that's the biggest thing. I said, don't get in debt over school. Some of your richest people in the world quit school, quit college. And you're talking about Bill Gates and Zuckerberg and, Apple, Steve Jobs. They all quit. So I'm not saying to quit college. Trust me, everybody there. I'm saying that follow what you love to do. And I think you're going to be. What do you want to do, Ryan?
I'm looking into something in business, possibly like accounting or, something along that route.
I didn't see anything here with math majors.
You good at math?
Yeah. I'm pretty into math. I'm on the math team too here.
Wow. And you didn't put that on the list?
Wow. Who gave me this list?
On my list, so I would have had to cut a lot of them out. It would have been a really long paragraph.
Wow. I think, Benz, this is a young man we got to keep an eye on. Maybe hire him someday.
Yeah, future employees. Yeah.
Absolutely, Ryan. Way to go, Ryan. You're on this project. You, Phoebe, and Nick are the main three people on the project, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
And what is your function?
So Nick and I are the main project leads. So we were in charge of reaching out to people like you and other people that we thought could make an impact by seeing our presentation. And also we'll be the ones presenting it and just kind of keeping the class together and keeping them on task. There's a lot of components of this and a lot of different groups. So trying to keep everyone on the same page and interacting with each other and getting those ideas, just facilitating other people and their creativity, essentially.
Yeah, that's the first sign of business. Everything you said is business 101 right here, what we're doing right here. So, and I love that, what you're doing. Yeah, and I think that's important. Who else did you reach out to? Did anybody else contact you back?
Not really a lot of the politicians and stuff. It was mainly just the people within the school and things like that. So a lot of non-responses, but we've reached out more. So we're hoping to get more responses.
Well, it's getting a little late to get a response from somebody now. I think, but that's why I did it as early as I could, and I'll talk to Nick about that. But I told you guys earlier when I did see you, it was you and Nick on the Zoom we did have, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And you guys, I'm telling you, impressed. I'm very impressed with these young guys. And I guess there's Phoebe too. We'll talk to her. It's a her, right? Is it Phoebe? Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk to her as well. But, we're going to talk to everybody. Nick, so on this project, what do you see us getting out of it? Because I'm looking at, I actually have in front of me the 79-page, it's funny, you guys use, and I'll tell Kelly, she could probably hear this. It's very rare that I use a, what do they call those things again? You know what, the big thing that comes down the board.
A projector?
No, not a projector. What do they call these things? When they come down, you put it up on the side of a board. Speakers sometimes use it, but the good speakers don't use them. What the fuck? No,
well, he's doing this, but I have no idea what this is.
It's on a computer, and it's not
like speaker notes?
A what?
Speaker notes for the
but what do you call that on a computer?
PowerPoint.
PowerPoint. Fuck.
What's this have to do with PowerPoint?
I don't know, guys, man. I'm messed up. But when I first started this, and I'll give you a quick story, guys. I went in front of. I was just freshly out of prison, and I developed a program, which right now is the #1 program in the United States to help young people. It's called the Reality Check Program. And I went in front of a judge. I get a phone call after speaking to parents and kids. And the judge, I get a phone call from the judge's JA, and she says, "Hey, Larry," she goes, "Mr. Lawton." I said, "Yeah." She goes, "The Judge Ryman would like to see you." I said, "I ain't seeing no judge." She goes, "No, she just wants to see you." I said, "Listen, I know the law. I did it for 10 years. I'm not seeing, unless you got a subpoena, you got a warrant. I need something. I don't see judges." She goes, "No, I think you get the wrong idea." She goes, "She heard what you do, and she wants to know what you do." I'm getting a little, nervous. I'm out of prison not long. I said, "Whoa, I don't know about all this." Anyway, I get convinced. My nephew, who since has passed, he actually showed me how to do a PowerPoint. So I did about 10, maybe 15 slide PowerPoint. And you got to remember, I just got out of prison. I have no idea how to work a computer. You barely can dial a phone. So I go into this office, and it's the back of the judge's chambers. And the judge, says, "I'd love to see it." And they see the whole presentation. I did it for a presentation.
Do you use PowerPoint?
I used the PowerPoint. It was funny because I used I didn't know what it was. I used it, but my nephew showed me how to do it. So after I used the PowerPoint, judge goes, "Would you like to stay the rest of the meeting?" I said, "No, I'm out of here." I felt weird. I'm in the back of a courtroom. I'm a convicted felon. What the fuck's going on? We find out years later I wasn't supposed to be there unless I had deputies there and shit because I was still on paper. So anyway, I go out, and that was a Friday. Monday morning, I get a phone call from the lady named Jean Bandish, and she says, "Mr. Lawton, I have to give you a heads up. The judge sentenced 2 people to your program." "What program? What are you talking about?" I literally did not have the program. I had the foundation to it, everything else, and I think I was blessed in some ways because I had I had pictures from me in prison with people who were dead and stuff you just couldn't get anymore. And you couldn't do it anymore because they don't let it happen. And I used to send the pictures out. So it was really fortunate. But I bring up PowerPoint, Ryan, because when you guys did the PowerPoint, it kind of made me smile the whole way because I'm on a speakers. If you look at me on All American Speakers Bureau, you'll see me there. So you guys got a real break. You're going to see what the prices are on there. But if you go All American Speakers Bureau, you'll see, and all the good speakers, none of us, and I guess I consider myself pretty good, none of us use PowerPoint.
Why?
Because it's like if you don't know your subject matter enough and that deep.
No, it's a
reminder.
It's a visual aspect to it.
I totally understand.
It goes with the lecture. I always enjoyed lectures when I was in college. I always enjoyed lectures that had some sort of visual aspect to it.
I have visual aspects.
Me personally, I'm very visually. I learn visually,
No, we have
show
visual.
me a chart is better than explaining it.
We have visual, and we'll put up a visual.
Is that a PowerPoint that you printed out? Is that
Yes.
what that is? Is that what you're talking to them about?
Yeah.
I got to give you guys credit. I just looked through it really quick before we started the show. Pretty impressive.
Yes, I agree.
You can't discount that.
Oh, no.
You might not want to use it as a...
Oh, no, I get it.
Ryan, who did the PowerPoint?
So that was from the whole class. It's divided into those 5 sections, so we kind of have little teams that each work on their own section. They're still in progress though, so we're still working on refining those slides. But yeah, it was the whole class working on those.
I pay people a lot of money in my businesses. When I say a lot of money, I mean a lot of money, and they do not produce this type of visual, satisfying type of PowerPoint presentation.
When I did the PowerPoint, and I was looking through it, and you guys cost me a printing ink printer. I think I printed the whole thing out, as you can see. This whole thing's printed out. Look we got a guest in here, just a friend watching, and he's smiling. He's looking at this thing. He goes, "Wow!" So it's funny because I was so impressed. Everyone I'm reading. I could see where they were going, and they're giving the things, and I'm sure they're going to speak on it. That's this whole entire presentation, and there's a lot of things I'm going to help them on. because obviously there are things just people don't understand because they haven't been incarcerated, and thank God. And I don't want to see any of you incarcerated. I'm glad you're all in school. That's number one. So I do want to say it was great. I was just talking about when you get speakers up there, very rarely will you see Tony Robbins or Brenda Bouchard, all the big speakers. They don't use PowerPoints. They might have a visual up there, and they might have a slide they'll click that'll be a picture of something.
That's what a PowerPoint is.
Yeah, but no, PowerPoints with this, where it's kind of like bullet points people read up there. Most people don't do that. Most speakers don't do that.
All right.
I
wouldn't be a good speaker.
No, maybe not. But you wouldn't need one. So usually you know your topic well enough. And I'm not saying these kids don't. They do. And it's a good way to begin, But I'm a speaker. That's what I do for a living.
All right.
So it makes it a little bit. But I was so impressed with the kind of the detail of every part of what they did. When you looked at it, you looked and you said, wow, this is impressive. Yeah. So, Ryan, great job on that. I really want to say that. And, listen, don't ever not take accolades. I always tell people, you deserve credit, you take the credit. Because too many people will, no, it's okay. I say, no. Believe me, Benz over here hires a lot of people. He wants to know what you did. And he's going to want to see that. He's going to want to see the resume. He's a businessman. He's been a businessman for a lot of years and a lot of different businesses. So what we all do is I'll get a resume. I'll look at it. Yeah, you see what's bullshit or not. But besides
lunchtime.
Oh, yeah. No, that's 11 o'clock. We're going to get that.
Was that the bell?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, it was the bell.
It was.
Oh, they said 11 o'clock. Are we off? Oh, the bell's early.
Well,
that's our passing period.
Run through them then.
Oh, no, yeah, we're okay. All right, Ryan, you want to pass this speaker over to Phoebe?
Yeah, Phoebe's going to come over now.
Okay. Thank you, Ryan. Keep it up, man. We'll be talking to you.
Of course. Thank you.
You're welcome. What impressive young people.
Yeah, they're good kids.
They really are, all of them. They're really impressive young people. Yeah. I mean, to do this, and I'm sitting going through it, and then I print it, of course. That's just the way I am. Because, I like to look at stuff when I'm sitting down. And, I mean, I obviously didn't need to. I could have did it on the computer. Do we have Phoebe on yet?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning. We have Phoebe Reyes. Let me give you a little background, everybody. Phoebe Reyes, founder of the American Sign Language Club, flute section, leader and PR ambassador in marching band. Oh, I love bands. Varsity speech, state qualifier, and peer coach. Parliamentarian in class council. Wow.
These kids are impressive, man.
These kids are impressive. Very good, Phoebe. Congratulations on all that. And I know there's more you could have put there. Give me something good.
I'm also part of National Honor Society and Student Council.
Student Council and the National Honor Society. That is impressive. Do you have college aspirations? And if so, where to and what would you like to study?
Right now, I'm thinking of doing astronomy.
Astronomy. Ooh. Wow. I even buy those apps that I could look up at the stars.
Yeah, I have to.
That is very impressive. And is there a specific school that does that's better than others that you'd like to go to?
One that I really want to go to because of their astronomy program is the University of Chicago.
Oh, you want to stay home. You don't want to travel, huh?
I want to travel, but also because it's downtown, it's kind of still very different from where I live in Bensonville. So it kind of still gives me that out to travel somewhere.
Good for you. How old are you, Phoebe?
16.
16. What grade are you in?
Junior.
You're a junior, so okay, one more for senior. And, I have a feeling you're going to be on, it's funny. I'm on the alumni for my high school. If they put me, Bobby Bonilla.
Not for the same reason Phoebe was.
No.
Right, okay. Most notorious criminals that have gone to this school. I don't think she'll be on that list.
No. They don't actually mention that. They just actually mention my programs and stuff like that.
So just your things to your credit, not to your...
Yeah, I guess they don't want me. This is the Bronx, New York. We had 5,000 students in our school.
Well, that's actually an interesting question. What does the school in Bensonville have?
Yeah, how many people in your school?
Do you know it?
Phoebe?
About 1,500.
In the whole school?
In the whole school?
Yes.
Wow, that's a small school. So what is your class? Your last class is what, 300?
Yeah, it's about 300, 350.
Oh, that's the graduating class, 350. Wow, we had 1,500. So it was like whatever.
Graduating at once.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying. If they graduate, well, half of them didn't graduate. Some of them went to prison. Some of them got killed. It's just prison. That was in the Bronx. I was in a rough school. I don't know what moron builds a high school in the Bronx over a highway. Pretty smart guy there, huh?
It's just they built where they could build it. They didn't have the luxury of space.
Yeah, you still don't put it over a highway. Not a good move. You know what I mean? In the Bronx, Lehman High School I went to.
I guess you're right.
So, yeah, it's pretty wild. So, Phoebe, how in this project and what are you doing on this project?
So mainly in this project, I'm the group leader for my section of the project, which is rehab. And we're just, my group and I, we think of new programs that can help the inmates change for the better instead of just giving them punishment.
Did you, I know you weren't on the call when I had the Zoom with Nick and Ryan and Miss Torres. Did you listen to what, I don't know if they told you where I said to look at a couple of videos that were very good online, whether it was the German prisons on 60 Minutes and a couple of Norwegian prisons and what they do for rehabilitation. Did you do that?
Yes.
Because oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Phoebe. Oh, okay. Well, what I was saying to Phoebe is what a lot of people don't know is we have a big world out there. We have, 7 billion people, I think it is now, Benz, give or take.
I thought it was 5, but...
No, I think it's more. But it's a lot of people, let's put it that way. I'm pretty sure it's 7, whatever. It's funny because we don't need to reinvent the wheel when you have this much people out there and there's this many different countries and philosophies on rehabilitation, education, incarceration. I think we just need to take the best from everybody. Reinventing the wheel is very rarely works, because you're really starting from scratch. And then you have to get it proven and you have to get it statistically that. You can do all of that right now by going to various schools.
There's no doubt that taking the torch from where someone else left it and going forward will yield you a lot more success over time.
And quicker.
Look at science. Look at tech and advancements. Those advancements would not be where they are today if somebody had to start over every time. So you got to take you take the torch from where the last person left it off, and you have your life's work can be innovating it rather than figuring it out.
Right, so, making it better. Right, 100%.
By the way, I was way off. 7.8 bill.
Yeah, I told you I was over 7.
5. Where the fuck have I been?
Yes, I knew it was a lot. I just knew it was a lot. Yeah. And I remember the reason I only remember that because I remember when I was younger, and I'm an old man now. I remember it was 3 point something billion. And in my time, it's already went up 4 billion people. I mean, it's just astronomical. And obviously, the United States, I remember when the United States had 180 million people, and now it's got 350 million people. So, I mean, just things happen, they grow. And sadly, different parts of society get left behind. And I always say this to everybody I speak with and stuff. How you judge a society is how they treat its elderly, its infirmed, and it's incarcerated. How you treat those 3 groups will show a lot about what kind of society we want to live in.
When I went to high school, and I'm ashamed to say this, but it's the truth. I never thought about what happens in prisons. I never thought about rehabilitation of prisoners and coming out. These kids are.
Yeah, I'm so impressed with them.
I think the pendulum is going to start swinging with this generation. They have more compassion. They care about everybody. Just because you're a criminal doesn't mean you need to rot in prison. And I think we're finally seeing young minds go in that direction. And once that's, and I'm happy to say that.
Benz, you are, I think, I always said, and you always hear me say this on the show, I believe in young people. That's why I do what I do. I really do. I believe in young people because, listen, I'm done. I got 20 years to live in this world. And that's not being morbid or anything. You know that. I always say that.
It is morbid, though.
Yeah, and that's not really because I'm a realist. I love what I do. We happy, we do a lot of stuff. I don't let things kill me and eat me up. It's just, it's not, I got too much time. I got too much valuable time to live.
Sure.
And I think these young people, though, are where we need to be. And I got to thank, again, Kelly Torres, who's that teacher, and even the school, the superintendent, and the principals who recognize this is going to be a very beneficial program for the young people because they're opening eyes. And you don't know what's going to happen from there. And I think that's very important. And I hope they get that. I hope you understand that, Phoebe.
Yes.
There you go. So, Phoebe, in school, so you want to be an astronomer. Where does it go from there? Just like a researcher? Or, we live right here where NASA is.
Space Coast, baby.
We live in the Space Coast, and we watch rockets go off weekly. And we love the ones that say payload unknown, because that's a government laser or some shit. But we see that all the time. Is that where you want to go? Work somewhere like that?
Yes, but I would like to be not building rockets, but more like just doing research for NASA, hopefully for NASA, and just maybe writing research papers, getting them published.
Well, if I can give you one thing that's very helpful, NASA down here uses a lot of interns. They do a lot of stuff like that. My niece was intern for them for a long time, and she was, into it. And then she went from high school to college, actually interning. So they do have a lot of that, and I would not, take that lightly. And they have a great school here in engineering. It's called FIT, Florida Institute of Technology. And they have a lot of engineers and a lot of space people and stuff like that go there.
They actually have a direct line into NASA for their interns and all that.
Do they?
Yeah, just because for being local, for being engineering school, that stuff like that. So
well, that's something to look at, Phoebe, especially with those great grades in your resume.
Though. It's not going to be
not Chicago,
big city, yeah.
but you're going to be in the sun where it's cold there. It's pretty nice here right now.
That's true.
So you got to think of that for a young lady. I really want to congratulate you, Phoebe, and thank you for doing projects like this. And I wish you a lot of wealth and luck going forward.
Yes, thank you for having us.
You're welcome. Can you please put Nick on?
Yes, of course.
All right. Now,
this is the man of the hour. This is the kid that sent the letter or the email. Larry.
Yeah, this is the kid that found me.
Now, I have to ask Larry.
Ask him.
No, I'm going to ask you. What was the subject line that caught your eye? Because I know you don't read every single message. It's impossible. I know I couldn't, so I know for a fact you couldn't.
No, I can't.
So what was the subject line? Do you remember it?
Yeah.
Something caught your eye.
Yeah, I think a high school project.
See, stuff like that'll get you.
Yeah, because I care about those things. And especially I'm at the time where I was looking to do something as a positive, pro bono to help a school or kids. And I've done a lot of that stuff for just kids. And they'll go, I actually got you to do a 3-minute video on this topic. And I said, just never
quit.
See
that on Discord all the time. People that say, I can't believe Larry did this for me, this, that, and the other. So
yeah, I love that. I wonder if these young people, we're going to ask the next.
Ask them.
Nick, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, everybody. We got Nick Torrejo. Is that how it's pronounced it? Tenejero. Okay, we got Nick Tenejero, who's captain of the varsity baseball team. Wow, captain of the varsity basketball team. This kid's an athlete. All conference, academic, all conference. Oh, man. And MVP in baseball for the past 2 years.
Are they making this stuff up?
Yeah, Nick, I got it, man. You're impressive. I was a sports junkie and a pretty good athlete. Now, that's pretty impressive right there, obviously.
I'd say.
What position do you play in baseball?
I'm going to college to be a pitcher.
People who know the show, my brother, if you ever listen to my brother could have made the pros. We were too fucked up as kids. He could throw a baseball 90 miles an hour, and we used to drink and stuff, but he controlled. We won the baseball. We won the stickball tournament in the Bronx. They had all the boroughs with stickball against the wall, and we did that.
Long story short, if you want to succeed in your baseball career, don't do what Larry and his brother
absolutely did. Now, I was going to the next one. So, Nick,
all right.
Nick, I got some more. I read that, Nick. Give me something else. You didn't put it in.
I'm going to college for baseball on a 50% scholarship.
Okay,
Wow.
What college you going to?
I'm going to University of Wisconsin Parkside.
University of Wisconsin. I actually spoke in Wisconsin. Wisconsin has a lot of the jewelry insurance companies are in Wisconsin. A lot of people don't know that. So I spoke at a jewelry convention there, and it was pretty interesting. I mean, there's nothing there. I mean, for me anyway, coming from New York City, go to Wisconsin, where am I? But it was good. I mean, it was a different 3 days I went out there for. But okay, Nick, what on this project, Nick? And we're going to get into a little bit more of you here in a minute. On this project, why did you contact me, and what part of this project is you're doing?
I contacted you because actually one of the kids in the class told me about you, and then I researched you on YouTube and stuff like that, and to make sure it was you were relevant to the project, and you were. So then I just emailed you, and you responded.
Did anybody else respond to email?
No, the mayor did, but the mayor of our town did, and then we emailed the mayor of the other town that actually comes to our school, which is Wooddale.
Yes, I did hear that we're going to have maybe the mayor in the presentation on the 20th. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll hopefully.
Well, we got to talk to that mayor. You know, I'm not going to tell about how many mayors I had in my pocket back in the day, but I can't say
probably not a good time.
Not a good time to
sure.
discuss that with the young people. No, they're smarter. You know what I've always learned with young people is, you know, and the reason I have the highest success rate in my program, which we have a 90% success rate of kids not going back to prison, 70% have better attitudes, that's from the parents, 43% have better school grades, 31% have better school attendance. And that wasn't done by me. That was a quantitative analysis done by Eastern Florida State College. And it's impressive because when I spoke at Congress, they asked me about the numbers. And I said, you know, they are impressive, but you know what number I don't know, but gives me more hope? And they go, what do you mean? You had great numbers. I said, how about the number of people who went through my program and didn't get into the car with the kid with drugs, or didn't get into a car with a guy with a gun, or didn't, you know,
stayed away from the people who could otherwise
I
bring
don't
them
know
down.
that number, Benz, but it's a relative number. It's got to be high.
Sure.
And that's the number I won't quit on. I mean, yes, the numbers of the program, we know it works. In fact, what I'm going to do to all of these people through Kelly, of course, I work through Kelly, the teacher, I'm going to send them my program for free so they can all watch it online. And it's so raw. The lieutenant governor of the state of Florida, now we have 23 million people. The lieutenant governor of this state said it's the best video he's ever seen in his life. Do not change it. This is 10 years ago. He says, do not change it. He says, because it's so relevant. And I started, this is the governor, Lieutenant Governor Jeff Cotkamp. I started the Youth and Family Council for the state of Florida. He goes, and this needs to be in not only every county, every state. And we love, you know, I like that because
I'm sure it'll help misguided kids, but these kids seem like they've got a target.
But you know what? Everybody is at risk. You know, a lot of people used to say that. Oh, they're good kids. They don't need it. Every kid is at risk. Every kid. Because these good kids hang out.
I've heard that before.
Listen, this young kid, Nick. Nick goes to obviously he plays baseball. He's got a bunch of athletes. You know, they run around with the girls. They're doing a lot of stuff. You know, they make choices. You know, no, he knows that.
Blush over the phone with this crap.
I think you're smiling. I want to see that picture, Nick. But you know what happens is they're young. They're gonna make choices. They're gonna make bad choices. That everybody does. It's how they can rebound, how they can make like the big choice that's gonna ruin the rest of their life. And that's where, you know. Listen, I didn't ruin my life, but I went through a tough time, and you know that. So now I want to hope these young people get it. And Nick, when you looked on the video to contact me, right, what did you put in the subject line, if you remember?
That you're invited to the Fenton student project reform.
That's what it is. He baited you, bro. He put an invitation in, and you're like, an invite? I got to click this.
Well, I got to see who do I get invited to.
Smart kid, man.
Smart,
like
very smart. Switch. That's clickbait, isn't it?
Clickbait. Yeah, exactly. Got you, man. There you go. You got a YouTuber at his own game, Bubby.
Yeah, good for you, my man. Do you got? Does a lot of people actually go on YouTube? I'm sure they all do, right? Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, you know.
Ask them. Don't ask me.
So, Nick, did you sign up to follow me?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
you're subscribed. Is that what
he's
you're worried
about? No, it's amazing. You know, Nick, I just want you to keep what you're doing. Listen, as basically, you're going to run into a lot of stuff as an athlete, and you got to be the one to make the better choice. And listen, you don't have to follow the crowd. You don't have to do what you do. I often tell a lot of people, you know, be a leader, not a follower. You know, and I don't care who that's from, because, you know, if one kid jumps off a bridge, you're not going to go with him, I hope. So, and I'd say that in relative way, because a lot of times you think it's just, this one time. I talk to these young kids about that. And I talk to, you know, in my program about young kids getting in the car, not getting into a car with kids at Fork. They know there's some drugs in the car. They know there's something in that car. And they say, and they don't have to go say, there's something in that car. I heard Larry Lawton speak, and I don't want to get in that car. No. You just say, hey, listen, man, I got something on my mind. I got to text this girl or whatever. You guys go. And you know what? You call your parents. You call someone. I'll bet you could call Kelly, and you ask for a ride home. I guarantee they will get and stop whatever they're doing, because I'll do that here and get a kid and bring him home. And you know, this is why I know it works, because I had a kid call me once afterwards. He went through my program, and now my program is also court ordered, but he went through my program, and he called me later, month later. He goes, Mr. Lawton, I really got to thank you. I said, what happened? He goes, you know what you told us to do? I did exactly that. And those kids were all arrested that night. And one of the kids had oxycodone pills in the car. And what happens in the law, if a kid has oxycodone, and of course, they get pulled over, what do the kids do? They don't leave it in their pocket. They put it between the seat of the car. Of course. Now, it's not on them. The cop kids get out. They find the pills. He asks the driver. The driver didn't do it. He says, can I look in the car? He goes, sure. I don't know anything. He finds the pills. After he finds the pills, whose are they? Nobody says they are. To this day, I don't think anybody did. And sure enough, they get arrested. And everybody gets arrested. Everybody gets charged. It's called constructive possession of something when you're in the vicinity of something. And I want you to keep that in the back of your mind, Nick, because it could ruin your life. And I'm not saying don't be a party pooper or whatever you want to call it. I want you to really think before you act and think about your future, because Benz will tell you and I'll tell you. We go through a lot. When you get older, and at my age, I have a hand open with 5 fingers, and you can count the really, really tight friends on the 5 fingers, and I think that's important.
100%.
And I want you to just remember that and make those good choices. All right.
All right. Yes, sir. All
right, Nick. Thank you for the call, and don't ever not call. That was a great move, like Ben said. Great, and even the clickbait was good. That was good.
I love that. Good job, man.
Very good, Nick. Can we get Miss Torres on again, please? Wow, these are impressive.
Oh, 100%.
These are impressive young
really
people, man. They really are. And I'm,
Maybe it's because I've been dealing with my 5-year-old so much that these kids are so impressive to me.
They really are. Well, my grandkids, I'm going to see them in
Is
January.
that what kids are like? I just don't remember this. When I was in high school, I cared about
I know, partying.
My band.
Yeah, your band, your partying.
Playing football.
Look what happened when we were at lunch with that band of kids that's all they were. You remember the band that wanted to take pictures? So, is this Kelly? You back?
I'm back.
Hey, Ms. Torres, what a great, impressive group of young people you have. I really do.
Yeah, they really are. And if you don't mind, I'd just like to say, really the whole class is kind of like that. I mean, I'd love to be able to have all 30 kids on, you know what I mean? But sure. It's a really good group of kids that we have at Fenton. I'm really lucky to be able to teach them.
Kelly, I love what you said, but there's some bad ones. And I'm only kidding.
No, there's no such thing as bad kids.
That's true.
My wife would smack you.
Well, you know what I say? I actually have a T-shirt say, "I don't believe in bad people. I believe in bad choices." And
there you go.
Same. I'm big on that, obviously, Kelly. But I will tell you, Kelly, and it really comes down to teachers. And you got my book. You all have my book. I don't know where you're at in it, or if you read it, or part.
Oh, yeah, we're very intrigued so far.
Yeah, it's a pretty wild story, obviously. But I look at that and I look at people who become mentors to these young people. These people won't forget you, and that's amazing. I remember teaching when I was a young kid. Obviously, it's a bad story in the book, but we laughed about that, Kelly and I. Yes. But it's funny because there are certain people in your life that you will never forget, and a lot of the times it has to do with schools or teaching, especially when you have active young people like
mentors of any kind.
Sure. And she's a mentor. She's more than a teacher, because this lady, I've dealt with her enough already, and I'm telling you, Kelly, I am looking forward to telling your superintendent and your principal and everybody else, you really go above and beyond. We were working over the weekend, Kelly and I, and that's impressive. I mean, just a teacher, she wants to get off. She's young teacher, 30, I don't know, 33 or something.
How do you even know this?
Well, because we talked. I said, man,
I got you.
Yes, of course, we talked. And very impressive. I think I was off on the age, but my memory is a little screwed up right now.
No, I'm 35. You got it.
I'd see that. That was pretty good.
Right on the mark.
See, I got it. And, just but very impressive. She's been a teacher since she's 23 years old. And you got to think of that and say, wow. This lady loves teaching, and you could see it. And this is why I believe teachers need more money. 100%. I really do.
100%. Don't get me on the
that, but I know. We just were lucky. Our governor of this state just gave a big raise to the teachers in the budget, and I was very happy to see
Still not enough.
I agree. There's police officers, teachers. I think they all need more money. 100%. I really do. Firefighters.
That's a different show altogether,
Kelly.
Oh,
it will be.
Kelly, if we start on this right now, we'll be here for a minute. So
yeah, we're not going to do that. But well, okay, it wasn't bad. I was hoping to hear that bell, but we're not going to hear that bell. We're going to let you go, Kelly. We want to thank you for coming on and telling us a little bit. about this. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
No, I want to say thank you guys so much for giving us your time, and I'm just really excited that you guys were interested in showcasing some of the work that my kids have been doing, and we really appreciate it.
Awesome. Keep doing what you're doing.
Keep doing it. And you tell those kids you got an impressive group. Like you said, I'm sure they're all impressive, and they are. Any kid, listen, at this age, I wasn't even in school. I went to the military. But now, you can change, too.
Right.
That's how I look at it. So thank you very much, Kelly. You have a great day. I will be touching base with you near the end of this week. And,
sounds great.
And anything you need, you know how to get hold of me.
Thank you, Larry. You guys, you've been really fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you.
Have a great day. Guys, all you young guys, keep up the great work, and I will be seeing you guys soon. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. That was cool.
Wow. Isn't that pretty cool, man? Those young people, Benz, they make you want to do shit. They make me want to fucking work on a weekend. They really do. I mean, I got so much going in my head, but I get away, I do that. It's not work to me. I mean, because I love doing what I do. And then you see this and you read this and you say, wow. And we all know I was a little bit of a screw up as a young kid. A little bit. But they have my book, all the kids. They probably read it and say, holy shit, this guy's nuts.
It's a crazy book. It's almost, you read it and it almost seems like sci-fi at times.
And I never heard that. I heard that it says, wow, you were so bad. How did you change? Most of that.
It just seems fucking wild. Seems like it's not real.
Yeah, it does. But everything has been obviously
I've been reading books my whole life, and I never really read a book where I felt like, oh, this is a true story. Oh, maybe one about the Holocaust, actually. And I almost cried. I almost cried just hearing the descriptions of what these people went through. But first time I read your book, I just met you. I was young. I was 25, 6, something like that.
Wow.
I read the book, and I was like, man, this guy's been through some shit.
Yeah, I came out in 2013. You probably read it right away when it came out. I remember when it came out. John Eve bought a case of books.
Something like that.
Yeah, and a bunch of people. Yeah, it was 2013.
And he kept you gave me a book.
Yeah, I'm sure I did.
I met you and you said I got a book in the car and da-da-da-da.
Absolutely.
You didn't sign mine.
I did not?
No.
You don't even have a signed book?
It's going to be worth more in the future. Clean copy.
It's not, there's a lot of people
copy,
clean
first
copy.
press, too.
Oh, it is one.
It calls first edition. Is that what they
do you
call
have the numbered one?
Whatever you gave me. You gave me, I think it was the first batch of books.
Yeah, well, they were actually the first books I started, and it's amazing because, I started a book, I had no money, I didn't even have a printer and everything else. The reason I started the book from YouTube was because what happened was I had the book out. Of course, you don't have the platform, you don't have anything. And people kept calling me saying, listen, where can I buy your book? It's $200 online.
$200?
Yeah, right now, if you go online to Amazon, you'll see a book for $160. Right now, my book. I said, what?
Low stock.
No, well, that people just got the book back in the day. It was sold in Barnes & Noble. I mean, the book was all over.
Right.
And then it's not. Then it was like kind of the way books fade and you can't find them anymore. Well, it started to become a relative on YouTube.
Is that the National Library?
It's in the National Archive, absolutely.
Technically, every published book is, right?
No, you have to send it to it. Now,
right, you have to submit it.
Submit it and get that number and all. We have that.
Right.
All of that is definitely.
Nice.
Yes.
I'm going to write a book one day.
Oh, yeah? Oh, it'd be great.
About what?
You want me to go there?
No, not there.
Yeah, it'd be a good book. But, it's funny because when I did that book and people kept saying, I said, wait, that's bullshit. People shouldn't have to pay that kind of money. So I ended up saying, I'll tell you what, I had no money, anything. And I says, I'm going to put for a pre-order, and it's 60 days out, but pre-order if they buy it. In a weekend, I sold 1,000 books, $68,000 worth of books, with postal. Yeah. I'm like, oh, my, I don't have a book. What do I do? What do I do?
You print one now.
Well, now you have to find a printer. Now you own everything. I had to find a printer who I still have. I just dealt with him. He just sent me more. And so now I deal with him because I didn't self-publish. I published it myself, but I had professional people from Barnes & Noble. People look at it and they want it. So, but I own it all. And there's a big difference. So now I own the rights to the movie and Netflix, everything else with the book. And, I did that because really I hated to see people get charged $160. Now, if I never did those books would be going up and up. I mean, people would want them. And so the people who are doing them and hoarded them and stuff, fuck them. I don't want them to get. I want people to read the book. It's $20. Somebody goes online on our show or anywhere in the description of our all our videos and stuff. Click buy Larry's books. It's $20. You know, whatever postage here in the United States, I think it's $7.95 for postage anywhere. And then overseas, we sell them overseas a lot, actually. So those all have to go program. When that postman comes, remind me to yell at him, because what's going on with our pricing? So we're gonna have fun.
All right, we will.
We will. So we're gonna have fun. All right, at Benz now, you know, we got a couple more things to talk about, I think.
First of all, before you start with everything else, I know you'd already mentioned the cigars today, but all these people that are waiting for the cigars, that's one thing. Tracking numbers within a couple of days, all that good stuff. We're working that out. I'm smoking one right now.
I have too.
Huh?
Fucking great.
I love this fucking cigar.
You know, everybody who ever smoked a cigar so far
has liked it.
Frank, they love it.
Yeah.
I mean, they really do.
You know, I got an email like 3 or 4 times from the same person. And at first, I responded and I said, yeah, maybe, I don't know, in the future. I'll tell you what they wanted.
Go ahead.
They want a flavored version of your cigar.
I don't know.
Me neither. But I'll tell you what. For a certain segment, it's not my cup of tea, but for a certain segment of cigars,
especially the younger people,
flavored cigars are a thing.
Are they?
They are.
For younger people?
Yeah.
How do they do that?
I don't know about younger people. I think it's more of the female variety.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get that. How would they do that?
So how do they infuse?
Yeah. I mean, like you know, I've been learning a lot, and I've been watching a lot of cigar shows. I've been doing a lot of stuff, and I do love the cigar.
On the technical aspect of things, you've known about cigars. This is the technical stuff you're.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. How do they infuse? How do you get a flavor into a leaf that's grown for you?
That's a good question. You should have like Corey or somebody from Oliva sit down and explain it to you.
I will. That's a great.
Yeah, don't ask me. I think they take like a little sprayer. They have the tobacco on there. It's got like sugar water, and they spray the fucking.
Is that?
No, I have no fucking clue. Bro.
Okay, you don't know. Okay, that's a good question.
No,
that is a good question, because I've had some flavors. I don't like them personally, but that's okay. I mean, this cigar, you know. When I smoke this cigar, it's just like it burns good. It's nice, you know. And you know what I find? Listen, you know what I found, Ben? A lot of guys smoke them quicker. I guess because they're smoking them a lot more. Is that how it goes too?
You know what I think it is this cigar doesn't have like an offensive flavor. Like, so a lot of like hefty cigar smokers like me, I know personally, I like that triple ligero, dark Maduro, super flavorful cigar. But every once in a while, this is so refreshing. Having a cigar that I could smoke through and, you know, it doesn't turn you green.
You know, and what people don't know is I picked this blend. You know that.
Yeah. Well, they do know that, Larry, because you say it on every show.
Well, I'm going to say it again. I didn't say it yet.
Now the people who didn't know definitely
now they know. Maybe all those kids watching from Fenton High School.
Yeah, Fenton High School in
Don't smoke, kids. Don't smoke. But I often
don't smoke, kids. Here's my great cigar. Let me tell you how great it is.
No,
but then
you know what I mean. I think it comes
smoke when it's legal.
Right. Obviously, yes.
If you're not
smoke
21,
whatever you want. Smoke good is legal.
If it's legal, sure.
Right.
If you're not 21,
you can't buy
our cigars.
Yeah.
If you're not 21, you can't enjoy tobacco legally here in the United States. I commend the people who want to stay legal, and I tell people all the time. You know, I actually had one of my brother's friends, 19 years old, saw me smoking a cigar. I was sitting outside of my garage just smoking a cigar.
Lately?
This was a couple months ago.
Oh, okay. So late.
And he says to me, hey, let me get one of those cigars. Now, I love to give cigars out. That's, by the way, if you're into cigars aficionados, people who love cigars, they love giving each other cigars.
That's so true.
Yeah, it is kind of like how the world works.
Remember the cruise?
Yeah.
It was great. Paul
Lauda gave us a bunch of cigars. He gave me
a whole bunch too.
Dude, the guy, it's just the thing. Cigar smokers like to give each other cigars. Anyways, I would love to give this kid a cigar, but he's 19, and I know he's 19. And I said, you know, I don't think he said my dad would have given me a cigar. I was like, then go ask your dad, bro. What do you know? And he thought I was a dick for that. I just wasn't willing to give it to him.
Let me tell you why you were the right thing. I have a good friend of mine, and you know him. He's up in New York, and he has a party, and one of the people at the party has I think a 20-year-old son came to the party, and it was a New Year's party, and he wouldn't let him drink. But the father goes, I'm here. He can. I said, no. He goes, no, you can't. Now, the guy got mad. I was like, hey, why? You know, I'm the father. No. This is my house. You're under 21. Can't drink. And I commended him so much because here's why. If that young person got in the car, wasn't drunk, didn't do nothing, had one beer, not a sip of beer, and he has an accident, not his fault, and somebody dies. First of all, they're going to give him a blood test. Everybody gets blood tests on a vehicular homicide. And they're going to find that he has alcohol in the system. and they're gonna ask him where he got the alcohol, and it's gonna be at this house party. Did you know that man gets arrested, and he's serving an underage person drinking? Wow. Now, I'm not saying it's that technical. My own daughter, now, I knew what was going on, and my daughter would come. Now, she's under 21, and, my daughter's pretty wild. She'd come to the house and say, Daddy, my friends want to come over. I said, yeah, sure, absolutely, come on over. Don't you dare do a drug. Don't you dare drink in this house. Don't you do it. I don't approve of it, blah, blah, blah. Then I go away, and I go back into my, room or whatever I'm doing.
You have your shots or whatever.
Yeah, well, I have whatever I have. I'm over 21. And my daughter, listen, am I an idiot? No. Do I know what they did? Yes. But I won't approve of it. And I often tell, and I talked to her right till she's 21. When she turned 21, we went to the Keys, and she drank me under the table. And I said, oh, yeah, you drank for the first time.
Right.
But so I laughed about it, but I'm very adamant about older people our age, like especially you. You have kids, you have young kids. You wouldn't want somebody giving you a 19-year-old whatever that's not legal.
Yeah, no, I would not.
No, absolutely. No. You're going to do what you're going to do as a parent and whatever. That's your choice. But I wouldn't want anybody with my grandkids
it's
giving
just
my
not
son.
my spot to give it to him.
I agree.
Now, if the legality of things, it was 18 and he was 19 and asked me for it, then I'd give it to him.
Absolutely.
It's the illegal thing that makes me uncomfortable giving it to somebody who I don't think a cigar is going to kill anybody. I don't think tobacco should be illegal for 18
I agree.
and over.
I agree.
I think it's nonsense.
I agree.
But that's my personal opinion. That's not, that's not,
the law.
Right.
And I agree. That I agree.
Yeah. So, the kid thinking that I was being a dick by not giving him a cigar he's being a 19-year-old. It's actually,
I do the same thing. I'd say, well, asshole, you don't think I can smoke a cigar? I've been smoking a cigar.
I think you could smoke it. Go fucking source it. It's not I'm not going to give it to you because
I agree. Illegal. What I'm saying to you is what he's saying.
He said my dad. I said, fucking, then what are you doing here?
Go get it from your dad.
Go get it from your dad, Come back with him.
Yeah, I'll give you a cigar to your dad. How's that? Let him give it to you from there.
I think the law says something about they can't purchase it. It says nothing about them being able to smoke it. Because there's no way for them to test whether or not they did. No, I think that's
you might be right.
Not 100% on that, but I'm in the 90s there.
I can agree with that almost.
Yeah, I mean, because the law is about not purchasing it. And by the way, that's only because tobacco got grouped up with vapes when they made the legality with the FDA.
Oh, it's funny because
Trump signed that into action.
Did he?
He did.
I did a case. This is crazy. I did a case here. I get a phone call from a guy. He says, Larry, one of my guys is at a golf course. He's working behind the counter, and he's 35 years old. He ends up selling a cigar to a 20-year-old that, came to this, golfing. He's at the golf course. They sell cigars in the sales shop, where you check in. So he sells them, and he doesn't know it was a sting operation. And they ended up coming and arresting the guy. It's right here in Vieira East Country, Vieira East Golf Course. I used to golf there a lot. I know the guy very well. And he comes to me, and he actually
sold the wrong kid a cigar, basically.
Yeah, he sold an underage person, under 21, a cigar. They ended up arresting him. He had to come through my program. That's what happened. Obviously, I go, are you fucking kidding me? Does the government really have nothing to do except worry about a guy selling to a 20-year-old a cigar on a golf course?
They are just going after what's legal and illegal, right? They're doing their job. This was the ATF, I'm assuming, that pulled that sting on them.
I guess so, yeah.
Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. They that's their job, man. You never get mad at a cop for pulling me over when I'm speeding. You know why?
Of course
he's doing his fucking job.
No, listen.
Now, you'll say he needs to come over and at least be nice about it.
Absolutely.
Remember that conversation?
Absolutely.
I say he could come over and write me the ticket. We don't have to have niceties. This is a professional interaction.
Well, professional interaction, that's why you have such a bad rapport. That's why cops have a bad rapport with the community. And because if they don't think community-minded first, they're going to have a bad reaction with the community. Because a cop's only job is not to give you that speeding ticket. He's also to be part of the community.
To protect and serve.
Protect and serve.
That's it. They
Wait a minute.
They don't have and be part of the community part of it.
Oh, community policing, absolutely.
How many cops do you know that their beat is their hometown?
Very few, actually.
And that's what I'm saying.
And that's
so
wrong.
Being part of the community, that's not part of the job.
If he's on his job and he's in a community, that becomes his community.
Right. It should anyway.
I believe that all cops, they did away with it. New York still has beat cops. And I remember that. I talked to the police around here, and I really believe it'd be a great idea is you get one of those Segways, and you put a cop from 95, on Malabar Road, from 95 all the way up to past Walmart, let's say Emerson.
One of those stand-up things?
Yeah, and he goes to every business. He talks to the people. and he goes in. Maybe he walks some people to the car at night when it's dark out. A lady who comes out of the Home Depot or wherever she does. You would get such a report. And you would get a lot better results in other things. Hey, there's these people hanging around, they're drug dealers or whatever you want to do. I'm not saying to become snitches or stuff. Just the presence of a community-minded police officer would do wonders. And that's been all studied. That's been studied so much. That's why New York still has. Listen, New York, you can knock New York all you want. They got the best police department in the world. They are literally have agents overseas.
They don't have a choice.
Well,
New York is a breathing, living fucking pavement. You can't. New York requires the best fucking police.
The best of the
world.
best. Absolutely.
You couldn't go to New York with the same fucking police we have here in Brevard County.
Of course
They'd
not.
get eaten alive overnight.
Absolutely. And not only that, but it's the leadership there that makes them more who they are, and the training they do, and the putting a rookie, like they have two to a car. Yeah, I believe in that. You take a rookie, he partners with a senior guy, he's teaching him the ropes. You put a rookie here. Sadly, I just did a video yesterday, went out. Cop killing cop, a 23-year-old cop here.
That happened here.
I just said 23-year-old
cop.
gun,
with the
gun playing Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I did a whole video on it. You can look at anybody wants to look at a video. I put up a video yesterday, and the video is about cop kills cop playing Call of Duty. And he points the gun at him, clicks it, nothing happens. He jacks the chamber, then does it and shoots him and kills him. Now it's his roommate. It's late at night. Who knows what the whole story is? But they did charge him with manslaughter already. I don't know if they should have did that already that quick because you don't know the whole case yet. I don't think you didn't. You couldn't have downloaded all his deleted messages, everything else that happened in that kind of a time.
Yeah, you do it in minutes now, Larry. This isn't back in the day where the FBI had to chase you for 6 months just to know the person you talked to one time. This isn't like that anymore. It's technological age. The police has a direct line with every single one of the ISPs, internet service providers. They can get every fucking website you visited within 24 hours.
And why do they have a tough time getting into an Apple phone?
They don't have a problem getting it.
Listen,
no. That's inside the phone. But if it's a text message, it's over the air. If it's internet, it's over the air. If it's over the air,
let's say it's not. Let's say it's in the phone and it's a picture of them having sex.
Okay,
well, they don't have that yet.
They don't have the ability to get into it.
That quick.
They never will, technically.
Well, yes, they can. They can get warrants and they can do stuff. There's certain things they can do. And again,
Apple still won't.
I know, but there are cases they do it. Mm-hmm. So maybe they would have. I always think an investigation of this magnitude has to. There's no stone coming on.
I want to tell you the whole thing without unlocking an iPhone. It was all fucking. That's marketing.
Oh, absolutely.
100% marketing. They were like, this is going to be the smartest marketing towards consumer confidence in the privacy sector.
And it was.
Oh, it was 100%. So when they put it out there, the concerned citizens of the world were like, oh, I can't believe Apple would do that. But the young kids heard, man, I can do whatever the fuck I want. Ain't nobody opening my phone.
And they can't open the phone.
And who's buying iPhones? Let's be real.
Yeah.
Every fucking grandparent I know owns a fucking Android from 30 years ago.
Or gets one from me,
flip phone.
From my mother.
Your mom has a flip phone?
No, my mom has an Android. I bought her a Samsung Android. Whatever. I guess an Android.
Yeah. See.
And she only
made
knows
my point.
She knows one thing. She knows how to hit the call button, and we put all numbers on it that she won't answer her phone unless the number I pop up or whoever's in that phone pops up, because we don't want them to get scammed, obviously. And they try that. So when she answers the phone, I said, "Why'd you answer that phone?" Oh, kept calling. Don't answer the phone. Period. Don't answer the phone. And I'm big on that, obviously. But I listen. We got into the iPhones. We got into young people. And I just want to say this before I don't know what we're doing. We're going to close here soon. Yeah. I just wanted, again, those young people impressed me very much so, and so did Kelly. I think they impressed you too.
Sure.
You're talking about kids that are going places. And those are the kids I'm glad. And whenever I see that, it just reinforces my belief in this country's in good hands. People say, no, that's bullshit. They're in good hands. These young people are smart. I think they're going to figure out the problems of the world. Listen, I went to a government function I was on with board with Department of Justice called the Weed and Seed Program. So I was up in Washington, big conference table, 15 of us around, and one of the people up there, police chief, says, we got to give up on some of these young people. I got up, slammed the phone on the Dave. Everybody looked at me like, well, fuck, this guy's crazy. I said, who in this room can program their phone? My daughter was 15 at the time. Quicker than their 15-year-old daughter. They all look at me. I said, here's what happens. They take the phone. They start hitting buttons, they reboot it. They hit buttons, reboot it. Hit buttons, give it back to me. What do? I get it. I look at the directions. Okay. Next thing. They did it quicker. They did it more proficient. And it just showed that they learn different. They have a different way of doing things, but don't give up on them because they're not doing it our way.
Right.
And I never judge people, young people.
Our way is not relevant anymore.
Absolutely. And not only not relevant, and I'm big on listening to young people because people used to ask me all the time, Larry, how do you know so much about drugs on the streets and this? I said, because the kids tell me.
Now, if only you listen to the rest of us.
No, that won't happen. But
so what is your age limit for listening to people? I'll start paying people to get messages across the
21.
20. Oh man, that's tough.
It's tough. No, I used to say that. I said, too many of us older guys want to think it's our way or the highway, and it's not. The young people have a lot of good things. And you know what? They just do it differently. I mean, you got to give them our experience, obviously. But the young people come up with shit that'll blow you away. They always did for me, and I'll never quit on that.
Right.
So I think that's it. Ben, do you have anything else to say, report, what's going on?
Not a whole lot. Listen, you guys already know this, but I'll say it again. ThatBenz.com. I've got new merch on there. Slow AF stuff like the hat that I'm wearing right now. If you guys want to get any of the Slow AF gear, we got Shitbox Habit on there as well. Go buy some fucking merch. I need to buy cigars.
Yeah. Hey, it's on. Obviously, yes, they can get all of our links. I don't know if you have a link in the videos. We'll put
I don't know if I put the link there, but it's easy. It's That Benz. And if you got to email me, fuck@thatbenz.com. And you don't have to put something crazy.
Is that terrible?
That's not terrible. It's a good email.
I don't curse like that. I fucking don't curse like that.
Fucking ever, dude. When I was younger, I was just thinking about this the other day. When I was younger, I curse a lot still, but I used to fucking.
You curse in front of your kids?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, a lot of young guys like you did.
Dude,
I never
my
did.
kid just said motherfucker in school.
Oh my god!
But he didn't say it towards anybody.
I never.
He was
did.
like, he was 5 years old. Listen, he's kindergarten.
I'm bad enough, but I used to.
He said motherfucker, so his teacher tells my wife this, ready? And what happened was he said not towards anybody. He doesn't. I don't think he understands
what it is,
how it is, and how it works. He just said motherfucker as
how
he was
old
taking
is he?
his lunch.
How old is he?
5 years old. As he was taking his lunch out of his bag, so his teacher noticed it and called him over. As soon as she called him over, he started bawling his eyes out. He knew he did something wrong.
He didn't know what. Did he know what?
He knew that he said something he's not supposed to say.
Okay.
So basically, the reason I'm telling you this story, so I had that conversation with my kids. It's hard for me to not curse. This is how I talk. All right?
I get it.
I try to minimize it. Obviously, I'm not throwing pussy out there and shit like that. I try to keep it within a certain box. You just have to, right? For my sake, for their sakes, and for their friends' sake, for their school's sake, whatever. I do it. But that's not to say that I can change as an adult. It's easy to change when you're younger from saying this shit. So I think fuck is an everyday word. And I think once you're old enough to use it in the right context and the setting, there's nothing wrong with it.
I'll give you a little bit difference of age. When I grew up, my dad was a guy's guy. And, I used to take me to the bars at a very young age and all that. A lot of people know about that in my book. And things went on in those bars. But, boy, when my dad was around women, if I said the fucking word, he would look at me and it would be over. I mean, I remember him going after my brother.
Yeah, it's old school, though.
Yeah, he went after my brother when we were old because my brother just said bad things in front of my mother or those girls in the room. And I never forget that. And now, as you know me, I go on a lot of TV shows. I can control it if I call it what it is. But I mean, when I'm with the younger people or whatever, and I use swear words, call them swear words or curse words, in a way to sometimes make a point. Sometimes, I don't know, be different. Or
transitional vocabulary.
Yeah, that's a good word.
What it is.
It is. And, I could sit here and be on a show for hours and not use a curse word.
I curse differently than cursing should be. I don't say fuck you. I say hand me the fucking lighter.
Yeah, I know. I know.
There's a difference. Like you can use cursing without actually putting anybody down.
I get it, but it's funny because even to this day, people who know I take care of my mom. She's 90 years old. My mom has never, and I mean this, never said a curse word in her life
That you know of.
Never. No.
What was your dad's name?
Dave.
Fucking Dave.
Yeah, no.
Oh, at least once, at least 3-4 times.
I am not kidding you. I am not kidding you. And I would honestly bet on that. My mother, when I show her a video or something, I was a video, and she just, why do you curse like that? Or what? I mean, it just hits her. And now she talk about old school. She was born in 1930, 33. So I look at that and I go, oh my gosh, my mom is, and I don't do it. I said, Mom, is this the way the world
I heard
is?
you curse next to your mom.
Oh, yes. And you ever see her? Oh, she don't like that.
She don't like it.
No.
She also knows you're a fuck up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay, see, fuck up. And she does that.
How else would you say that? A screw up.
A screw up.
There you go.
But my mom knows I'm a fuck up. I'll go there and, but she still loves me. And
I want to remind you of somebody real quick.
Yeah.
Our dear friend Joe.
Oh.
How he hated when we used to curse next to ladies.
Oh.
He's part of that generation.
Absolutely.
Rest in
He was
peace,
my
Joe.
father's. Well, no,
I just want
he
to
was
say
younger
this.
than me,
I
yeah,
just want
but-
to say this. Rest in peace, Joe. I think about you all the time.
Yeah.
And you know what? Right now, when we're talking about this, the only thing I can think of is me having a conversation with him, telling him, no, I can curse next to them. It's a different age, blah, blah. I wish I would have said it differently. So I wish I would say, you're right, Joe, and shut the hell up.
Yeah, I don't. Joe knew me.
He knew what it was like, but at the same time, it still
Kidding
bothered
me?
him. He
I
was
was
part of
with
a different generation.
Joe when he was with me. Forget it. I mean, I'm not going to go into the Joe life.
Don't.
But, yeah. 'Cause,
Anyways, what do you have?
I like that. Rest in peace, Joe.
Yeah.
But I just want to tell everybody out there, listen, follow what you do. Check these kids out. I'm dying. I'm going to be doing this presentation on the 20th of December, which is another week, I think. And what I'm going to do is put it up. I think I'm going to do some kind of video of it because I think it's going to be very interesting.
Well, I'd want to see it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people will. Other than that, I want to see if the cigars are out, books are out. Like he said, drop us some merch. I want to buy more cigars. So with that said, Benz, good show. Thank you. Again, I want to thank the young people at Fenton High School, Miss Kelly Torres, Ryan Peterson, Phoebe Reyes, and Nick Tenejo. I think I got it.
I think you got it finally.
So thank you guys. Have a great day. We'll be seeing you guys. Benz, everybody else, please make good choices.